Hey gamers, Nupkasup here. We are back with another video. So we have a tons of deals right now still after the Ottoman sale is over, but few of the publishers and few games are not over yet. So we have a tons of deals and 3 free games, 2 from the Epic Store and 1 from the Steam. So without wasting any time, let's jump to the video. So the first game free from the Epic Store is coming up from the Bus Simulator 21. So Bus Simulator 21 Next Stop is the most comprehensive bus fleet in the history of cities, with 30 officially licensed buses. Drive on 2 vastly different maps, alone or with the friends, play with the extended management elements, or just enjoy your time on the road. So it's a simulation automobile sim driving 3D with the co-op missions. Not kind of missions, but just the driving objectives are there. So it's a pretty kind of relaxing games where you just have to ride on the bus, every mechanics from the real world taken to the simulator, we all know. So we have a lot of simulator games. So there's train simulators, plane simulators, flight simulators. These are the games. So that's the bus simulator comes off. So this is a free game on the Epic Store. So it's a kind of a good experience to have a kind of simulator games from the bus, and I can suggest that you can try, because it's a free. Try new things. If you don't like, just do whatever you want. It's a free on Epic Store. So moving to the next game is coming up from the Star Wars franchises from the Lego is the Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. So it is in a playthrough all the 9 Skywalker Saga films in a game unlikely any others, with over 300 playable characters and over 100 vehicles and 23 planes to explore. A galaxy far far away has never been more fun. Includes classic Obi-Wan Kenobi playable characters. So I think this Star Wars Skywalker Saga from the Lego is quite a bit more famous than Star Wars Outlaws, and more cooler gameplays than Star Wars Outlaws. So it's totally free, and there is a bunch of hours gameplay from these free game on the Epic Store, and highly optimized, and it's not kind of an issue from these new games. So you can have all the experience better than the new Star Wars games. So it's kind of free, almost free. So go add it to the library. Moving to the next free game from the Steam is the Pankapu. So Pankapu is an action indie adventure platformer which takes place on these Jarel, a child troubled by a tragic incident. Upgrade your skills, find new competencies, switch your ages in real time in order to get rid of nightmares invasions. So invasions through your changing your ages in real time. So that's the cool element which is added, and that's definitely free in the Steam, so you can claim it once for all. So moving to our deal segments, the first game is coming up from the Mafia Definitive Editions, which is individually is $4.39 for Mafia Trilogy 1, 2 and 3. But if you're gonna buy a trilogy bundle, you will saving a few more monies. 85% off, $837, almost like a $9 to $10, while buying individually will cost you more. And I suggest you to buy the bundles. It's a great game from this Mafia trilogy. Mafia 3 gonna have some underwhelmingly gameplay expectations and performance, while the 2 and 1 is overwhelmingly positive reviews and all these amazing gameplays and gun downs and difficult fightings on every side of the missions. So it's 85% off, $837, almost like a $9 to $10. So go add it to the library. Moving to the next game is in the deals, which is from these Lies of P. So Lies of P is 40% off, $2,220, almost like a $22 to $24. So in this game, you are a puppet created by Geppetto, who caught in a web of lies in unimaginable monsters and untrustworthy figures standing between you and the events that have befallen in the world of Lies of P. You are awakened by mysterious voices that guides you through the plague city of Akarat, at once likely place that has been poisoned by madness and bloodlust. In the Souls-like genre, you must adapt yourself with your weapon to face untold horrors, untangled, unfathomable secrets of the city's elites, and choose whether to confront predicaments with the truth, of weave lies to overcome them on the journey to find yourself. So it has a pretty good gameplay and mostly inspired from the Souls-like and the Bloodborne and also the Elden Ring. So these games are totally incredible and amazingly good and rememberable through the decades. So it's a 40% off, 2,220, almost like a $24. So I will highly suggest you to add this on library. It's pretty difficult games and pretty enjoyable at the same time. Moving to the next game is coming up from the Lollipop Chainsaw RePOP, with remastered versions from the Lollipop Chainsaw, which was asking by a lot of players out there to have a Lollipop Chainsaw to the PC versions. So it's a 20% off, $2,199, almost like a $20 to $23, which you play as an action female protagonist, single player and zombie games. So it's in a zombie games chainsaw wielding cheerleader Juliet, starring returns in Lollipop Chainsaw RePOP. Rip and tear through the armies of living dead like never before in this remastered version of Jenny over-the-top cult classic. Boating upgrade, 4K support, improved controls, faster actions, new difficulty modes, and loads of quality of life improvements. Lollipop Chainsaw RePOP doesn't just bring back what fans love, it cranks it all of 11. So you play as a Juliet, a cheerleader. Stories comes to an end of a zombie apocalypse where you need to survive and kill all zombies to get points, and a lot of skins and collectible items to collect, and much more classical ways and totally based by these games. So have fun with kind of games which I will suggest you to buy, which is 20% off, $21.99, almost like a $20 to $23. So go ahead, worth to check it out. Moving to the next game is coming out from the Forza Horizon 5, which has standard editions 50% off, $1,749, almost like $18 to $20, while Deluxe editions is $2,249, almost like a $20 to $24, and there is a premium editions as well. So it's a racing open world driving multiplayer PvP games. Explore the vibrant world of landscape of Mexico with the limitless fun driving action in the world's greatest car. Join a thrilling game of chase with our new 5v1 experience, hide and seek. So we have not the Wii, but the game has a lot of PvP gameplays and 5v1 multiplayer experience as well. We know all about these car simulators and car controllers we all see through in the Forza Horizon videos, which is coming up from the Forza Horizon 5. More of the steering controllers, steering gear and gears, and all this setup for just of the Forza Horizon 5 experience. You are driving Toyota Supra and other Lamborghini, and trading controllers and all these setups for just to make you experience for the real car. So it's a 50% off, $1,749, almost like a $18 to $19. This is the killable game, as I can say. This is a more incredible experience in the racing games. So, and highly optimized, over the top. So I will highly suggest to check it out. Moving to the next game is the favorite one as well, which is Red Dead Redemption 2. So Red Dead Redemption 2 is 70% off, $1,559, almost like a $16 to $17, which is an ultimate editions, while the standard editions is $1,649, almost like a $18 to $19. So ultimate edition has a cheap one, while the standard has a more bit of expensive. So it's about the open world story rich western adventure game of these all of the 175 game of the year awards recipient, all about this 2550 scores. Is the epic tale of outlaw of Arthur Morgan and the infamous Vander Linden gang on the run across America and the dawn of the modern age. Also includes the access in the shared living world of Red Dead Online as well. So theirs have an ultimate editions, story mode content for special editions, plus content online including all these bonus outfits, online characters, rank bonuses, black chestnuts, true bread, and free access to survivor camp theme, plus get free access to additional weapons in online. So you play as an Arthur Morgan, your friend is in a Dutch, and you survive and you make all the decisions, and you just highly connect with the characters, which is such a phenomenal writing in this game. The story, the depthness, the lore, and the dynamic environment, and these more lore friendly gameplays and all that stuff. So these are the beautiful gameplays games, and graphics is phenomenally that can give entire same to the new upcoming games. So this is 70% off, $1,559, almost like a $16 to $17. So it's worth to check it out. I'll highly suggest you take this game, which has 100 hours of gameplay. So It's worth to check it out. Moving to the next game is coming up from this Days Gone. So Days Gone is another zombie apocalypse game from the PlayStation, which is not required for these PSN login, which is quite a bit of good. And then the positive side, which is it's the survival single player from the Days Gone. And you know, the most zombie apocalypse games is kind of in a saturated position, while the Days Gone stand out as in a dying light. So ride and fight in the deadly post-pandemic America, play as a Deacon St. John's, a drifter, a bounty hunter who rides the broken road, fighting to survive while searching for a reason to live in this open world action adventure game. So it's 75% off, $824, almost like a $9 to $10. This is the greatest deal you can have for this Days Gone game, which have a way more than 80 to 90 hours of gameplay and bunch of hordes of other missions, which is quite beautiful and highly optimized and highly graphically achieved fidelity. So it's worth to check it out. Moving to the next game is coming up from the Enotria. The Last Song is also coming up from the Souls-like RPG difficult single player, which is, you can say, it's an Italian version of Souls-like game. So it's set in a beautiful sunlit in the world inspired by Italian folklore, where the brightest sun cast in the darkest shadows, wear unique role-altering mask, face the formidable foes, and alter reality with the power of Ardor to unravel the secrets of Enotria. So it's a 25% off, $200, almost like a $13 to $14. So moving to the next game is from the Focus Entertainment Banishers Ghost of New Eden. Narration, lore rich, third-person emotional and gameplays, which you are a ghost hunter. Hunt the ghost of two memorable characters in a story-driven action RPG where your decisions carry dramatic consequences. Torn between honoring your oaths to the living and saving your departed partner, how far you'll go for the love. It has a demo available with, and also 50% off, $1149, almost like a $12 to $13. While it will be around like a 15 to 16 or maybe the $18 to $19 in off days. So it's in a great deal right now. And also this has narrations about the ghost hunters and all that stuff, which in the way you lost your partner and you just taking an oath to work around and vanish other ghosts so that the people can survive, and you help them as well and get the bounty of it. So it's a kind of a good narrative game, as I can say, but kind of a lags, I don't know, in the gameplay perspective. So it's a kind of an okay game, 50% off, $1149, almost like a $12 to $13. So it's worth to check it out. Moving to the next game is coming up from the No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky is 60% off, $960, almost like a $10 to $11. These games has been released a lot of patches and a lot of updates, which I can suggest that this is the now become a gem game, which has a lot of galaxies, a lot of planets to explore. And recently the patches has been improved, which makes more artistically highly achieved game, as I can say, which has a consistency to deliver these games as great as possible. The game developers has never left this game, so they are constantly improving, which kind of things I liked about this game as well. And highly this game makes more playable in current days because of these constantly delivering some patches and some updates with every 5 to 6 months, which is 60% off, $960, almost like a $10 to $11. So it's highly worth to check it out. Moving to the next game is the Plague Tale Requiem. So it's a 60% off, $919, sorry for that, and almost like a $10 to $11, in which you will play as Amnesia and with your brother Hugo. And it's a sequel from this Plague Tale Innocence, which you embark the heart-rending journey into the brutal, breathtaking world and discover the cost of saving those you love in the desperate struggle for survival. Strike from the shadows and unleash the hell with the variety of weapons and tools and unearthly power which comes from your brother. So it's a 60% off, $919, almost like a $10 to $11. I will highly suggest you to buy this game because this is the most beautiful game you can experience, most nice game which can have explorations, adventures, and the artistically I can say that this has a very scenery that you can stand on and look at the environments and surroundings yourself. So this is a pretty beautiful game. Though 60% off, $919, almost like a $10 to $11, so it's worth to check it out. Moving to the next game is coming up from this another crab treasure, which is Souls-like game in the 3D platformer, funny and action RPG, which is 34% off, $792, almost like a $8 to $9, which is a crab, and you can have a vibrant undersea kingdom in the verge of collapse. A hermit crab embarks on a treasure hunt to buy back his repossessed shell, the second game from the Aggro Crab. So it's the game from the Aggro Crab, which was the going under, and they released the another Crab's Treasure. So it's a kind of a good shift from this company, and also from the game perspective, which is making a game from this crab souls-like. So it's a pretty good game and overwhelmingly positive, which is way more than 11,000. So 34% off, 792, almost like $8 to $9. So it's worth to check it out. Moving to the next game is coming up from the Evil West. So Evil West is 70% off, 689, almost like a $6 to $7. So it's a dark menace consumes the old Western games, beat 'em up action adventure. Either you can play a solo or co-op fight with the styles of visceral, explosive combat against the bloodthirsty monstrosities. Eradicate the vampire horde with your lightning-fueled gauntlet and become the Wild West superhero. So that's I say that this is the kind of a game you can feel about some of these elements from this God of War, but you have the guns and the gauntlet, which has electrified and all these powers on your gauntlet. So you can upgrade it, you can scale it up, and you can fight it all. So every glory finish moves has been there. So it's a kind of a flashy game you can have on a Western style game. So if you kind of have a very fond of a Western style game, so this is the one, and which is 70% off, 689, almost like a $6 to $7. So it's worth to check it out. Moving to the next game is coming up from the Roboquest, and the Roboquest has a demo available, and you can also buy at 30% off, 616, almost like a $6 to $7, which is an FPS roguelike in a scorched future world. You are a rebooted guardian ready to kick some metal asses, fight with your buddy or by yourself, and annihilate hordes of deadly bots in every changing environment. So it's an FPS action roguelike and co-op actions as well. So either you can play a solo and you can play with your friends to complete up missions, and it's 30% off, 616, almost like a $7 to $8. So it's worth to check it out. Moving to the next game is coming up from the Immortals Fenyx Rising. So I think this is the good game from the Ubisoft, which is the Fenyx Rising brings the grand mythological adventure to life. Play as a phoenix on a quest to save the Greek gods. Where it's at 80% off, 559, almost like a $6 to $7, where you can play as a phoenix, story told by Hades to Zeus. So you play as a phoenix on a quest to save Greek gods from a dark curse. Take the mythological beast, master the legendary powers of the gods, and defeat the typhoon. Confront mythological enemies, face off against the legendary beasts like Cyclops, Medusa, and confront them in a fast-paced aerial and melee combat, combining your god-given abilities and weapons. Wield the power of gods. You have the power of Olympus blessed with your gift. Use them to fight mythical monsters, solve the ancient puzzles, and explore the vast open world. So this is 80% off, 559, almost like a $6 to $7. So it's worth to check it out. So by concluding all of these games on the deals and covers, that's all for my side. I'll bring back the new updates and the news from the games. So I'll meet you in the next video. Till then, keep gaming. Love out there.
Yeah, boy.